Hi everyone, my name is Monet Moss. I am a camper alumni and a current social media volunteer with camp. And I also happen to be the sibling of a childhood cancer survivor. So I'm going to start this off with my brother's story because my brother is the whole reason that I am involved with camp. So my brother's name is Billy. And he was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in 2004 at the age of 6. At the time, I was only 3. He went through chemo and treatment for 3 years, and then he was in remission. And unfortunately, shortly after we were told that he was in remission, on December 16th of 2007, Billy went into cardiac arrest and suffered a severe anoxic brain injury that left him in a permanent minimally conscious state with absolutely no voluntary physical function and very minimal cognitive function. So his accident was almost 14 years ago, and he's in the same condition today. So a little bit about my experience as a sibling. I feel like my experience has been a little bit unique. I think most people either get to see their sibling get better and get healthy and beat cancer or lose their battle to cancer. And I have watched my brother fight cancer for about 17 years now. And even though he doesn't have it anymore, he's fighting more than he ever has had to fight every day because of what cancer did to him. As a kid, you don't really get all of the attention or any of it. You kind of get swept under the rug a little bit. And people forget that while the other person is fighting a physical battle, that you are fighting a mental, emotional battle at the same time as a child. For me, when I was like 6 was when that started. And I haven't won that battle yet. I'm still fighting that mental, emotional battle that comes from the trauma of watching what I've had to watch throughout my life happen to my brother. And people forget about that when you're younger and forget that you're experiencing all of these things that you don't understand. And it all becomes about the person with the illness, which makes sense. And it's easy for me to understand that as an adult, why all of the attention, all of the time, all of the care went to my brother. But it's not as easy to understand as a kid. In fact, you can't understand as a kid. You don't have the mental capacity to understand why this person, you know that they're sick, but you don't know why everybody's care and attention goes only to that person, and you kind of just get brushed away a little bit. And for me, that was like my whole life because my brother never got better. Camp has had a massive, indescribable impact on my life. And I think it's because, I didn't realize this until I was older, but I think it's because camp made me feel like I mattered just as much as my brother did. As a kid, I remember like my teachers or family or friends, when people would see me, they would ask first, "How is Billy doing?" And it was never, "How are you doing?" And camp's impact on me, I think, comes from the fact that when I went to camp, it was finally, "How are you doing?" And it made me feel like I mattered just as much as my sibling. And like my experience and the trauma that I was dealing with was just as important to them, to the entire camp community, as my brother's was. And of course the people at home cared about me, and I was just important to them also. It's just it was hard for me to see that because all of their time and attention was going to him and not to me. Whereas at camp, they make you feel like you are important and like everything you're dealing with is valid and is important, and they want to help you and be there for you. And I think that's why it had such a huge impact on me, because for me, it was like therapy for my whole life. Every year it was like going to my safe place again and getting to go back to my sanctuary and finally feeling like this is where I matter. Everyone cares about me here, this whole community. Of course it's fun and you get to meet friends too. And I met some of my lifelong best friends there, and you're sharing common experiences with other people there. But that's what was so special to me. It's just that everybody cares about you so much, and they show it, and you know it. That you know that everybody cares about you, and that you matter, and that you're so important. And that had like such a massive impact on me. So even through everything that I've been dealing with my whole life, camp has just been a spotlight of happiness for me, and it still is. And that's why I'm so involved with it. And it's 100% made me the person that I am today. And I can't even express my gratitude to the entire community for everything that they've done for me and everything that they do for other people just like me.